Alright guys, it is your boy Mr. Nolan here. How's it going, guys? Alright, so I'm going to start by going over homework 9.5a. On homework 9.5a, we were determining the area of a rectangle, a square, and a parallelogram. Well, here are the formulas. The area of a rectangle is length times width. The area of a square is side times side. And the area of a parallelogram is base times height. Guys, to sum it up, all three of these formulas are exactly the same. So let's take an example here. Let's look at number one. Number one, there was a small word problem, but it gave you the formula area equals base times height. And then it said area equals 21 times 17. So on number one, you literally just had to multiply 21 times 17. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Second row, add a 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Now add straight down. You should get 357, and if I remember right, I think the units were feet. And since you're dealing with area, it is always squared. So you have the 2 on top. It is squared. So that's the answer for number one. Number two was a problem that looked like this. And it said you had to find the rectangle with the largest area and subtract it from the rectangle with the smallest area. So let's figure this out first. Rectangle A, 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Move my decimal back one time. So that area is 11.6. Rectangle B, 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 7 is 28. Again, move the decimal back one time. So rectangle B has an area of 28.8. Rectangle C, 6 times 5, well, that's 30. Well, 30 is larger than 28.8, so rectangle B is already out. We don't need him. Rectangle D, 4.1 times 7. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 4 is 28. Again, move your decimal back one time. So that area is 28.7. Well, again, an area of 30 is bigger than an area of 28.7. So this is out. So now we got my biggest area, and we have to subtract it from my smallest area. So 30.0 minus 11.6. So this will be a 10. This would be a 9. This would be a 2, 4, 8. You should get 18.4. And I don't remember what the units were. So oh, it's centimeters. I'm sorry, there it is. Thank you, sweetie. It's centimeters squared. The difference is 18.4 centimeters squared. All right, number 3. A room has a length that is 4 feet longer than its width. If the width of the room is 5 yards, then what is the area in square feet? Well, guys, if you look at your formulas, if you have a length and a width, that would be a rectangle. So that formula is length times width. Well, it says the width is 5 yards and the length is 4 feet longer. So notice we have feet and yards. It says what is the area in square feet? Well, we need to convert the yards to feet. So 1 yard is 3 feet. So if we have 5 yards, That's equal to 15 feet. So your width equals 15 feet. Now it says the length is 4 feet longer than the width. So if the width is 15 feet and we add 4 to it, that makes the length 19 feet. Now notice how we got our length and our width. Let's just multiply. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Second row add a 0. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. Add straight down. You should have gotten 285 feet squared. Woo! Almost done, guys. Manu is a sunflower farmer. His farm is in the shape of a parallelogram. So again, guys, the formula for a parallelogram, base times height. It says it has a height of 3.5 kilometers. And it has a base of 4.25 kilometers. Well, guys, you're given a base and a height. You just have to multiply. Now, remember when we are multiplying decimals, do not line up the decimals. Do not. So, start by moving the decimal 2 places to the right. That was 2 movements. On the bottom, that was 1 movement. So that was a total of 3 movements. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Second row, add a 0. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. Add straight down. But remember, move your decimal back 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You should have gotten 14.875 kilometers squared. All right, 2 more. Tara and Veronica are in charge of making a banner for the volleyball game this Saturday. How much poster paper will they need for a parallelogram? So again, that is base times height, shaped with a height of 3.5 feet and a base of 6 1/4 feet. It's okay if I put the numbers in the wrong orders, guys. You're just multiplying the 2 numbers. It's okay. Now, can we multiply these fractions? No, we cannot. We need to convert the fraction to a decimal. Well, guys, what is a half as a decimal? Isn't a half the same as 0.5? Well, yeah. And then look at that whole number 3. It goes in front. And then what is 1/4 as a decimal? Isn't that the same as a quarter? So that's 0.25. And there's my whole number of 6 out in front. Well, look at that. You just converted the fractions to decimals. Now let's just multiply. Just like on the last one, start by moving your decimals to the back. So 2 movements plus 1 movement. That's 3 total movements. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. Second row, add a 0. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 6 is 18. Add straight down. And then don't forget, move your decimal back 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So you should have gotten 21.875 feet squared. All right, on to the last one. When given a parallelogram with a base, an unknown height, and an area. So start by writing the formula. Well, let's plug it in. It gives me an area of 49. My base is 7. My height is unknown. Well, guys, think about it. Whenever you're given a base and a height, you multiply, right? Well, now we're going to have to do the opposite. We're solving for h. So what's the inverse of multiplying by 7? Divide by 7. 49 divided by 7 is 7. So your height is 7 meters. All right, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.